Hasbro. What's wrong with you? Like, seriously, what is wrong with you, Hasbro? I don't know what to think anymore. I just don't. Hello everyone, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of a Wolfsword Special. Now today on a Wolfsword Special, I saw this new video by ANY Pony. Basically, he posted this video which he ranted about a certain subject. Apparently, Hasbro has sent Jananimations, the maker of Button Mash's Adventure and Don't Mind at Night, a cease and desist order. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically they told him to stop making this kind of content, otherwise he would get into some serious trouble. Now, I can understand this in some cases, but I can't understand it in this light. They basically gave him a cease and desist order based on the fact that he used a background character that he named Button Mash. So you're telling me that a background character that appeared for 3 seconds, and he made full animations about that one background character, and you're gonna tell him to take down the videos, otherwise consequences. What? What? Seriously, what? That's like me putting 2 seconds that's like me putting 2 seconds from a song and then getting freaking content ID claimed, which has happened to me. Freaking bell sound effects in my videos, and then they say, oh, that's a Bible song. You can't use that. That's a Bible song. We own the right. You know, it really irks me, this content ID system that happens on YouTube. But what really irks me is when companies like Hasbro attack this kind of stuff. Okay, it's warranted in some cases, like fighting is magic. Yes, I can understand Hasbro wanting to take that down in many cases. It went against everything My Little Pony was meant for, and honestly, it just wasn't a beneficial practice. But you're telling me taking down fan animations, art, and other stuff like that is a beneficial practice. Hasbro, you've done it now. I'm sorry to say you've done it, but you've entered my list of fucking idiots. For the longest now, I've gone against many companies for doing stupid decisions like this. Nintendo, Microsoft, and other companies like that. Well, now Hasbro joins them as my third company that I have a problem with now. I just don't know how to feel about this because Jan had a really good animation. Like, he was a good animator, he had good story structure, and hell, he had some good voice actors for most of his videos. And hell, most of the videos, even if they were short, were well animated. He never missed a beat with his animation. He knew what he was doing, and hell, this animation was show quality, if not more. And Hasbro just decided, fuck it, we're taking them down. You need to take these videos down now or we're gonna come after you. I don't know how to... Hasbro, you realize doing this kind of stuff isn't helping you or protecting your IP, right or wrong. Now, if someone was blatantly taking the characters from your show, using them in the certain aspects that you do, and then taking full credit for it, then I can understand you trying to protect your IP. But this is a background character that you put no, and I mean no, development into. That's one. Number two, he only appeared in one episode in Season 2 2 years ago! Really? I can understand if they use some other background characters, but really? A character that only appeared for like 2.5 seconds? 2 years ago? On one of the worst episodes, basically? I really don't get it. I really don't get it. I know people are going to say, oh, Hasbro's just protecting their IP. There's a difference between protecting your IP and being greedy. Because think about it. It's been proven in many demographics that fan animation, fan art and fan projects are beneficial to these companies and stuff like that. Hell, many gaming companies do machinimas. What are machinimas used with? They're used with Garry's Mod. What was Garry's Mod used with? The Half-Life engine. So you're basically promoting two birds with one stone, because when people see the Garry's Mod machinimas, they're promoting multiple videos and stuff like that. They're promoting jokes and stuff like that. I mean, go look at Gmod Idiot Box, where they promote multiple games at once, and of course, multiple jokes at once. Hell, there's been so many references in many shows that I've watched shows that I never even thought about. I mean, think about it. These kind of fan work takes time and effort. And this gets people interested in this kind of stuff. Because, let's face it, I'm going to say this right now. I know some people are going to disagree with me on this statement, but I'm going to say this right now. If it wasn't for the Bronies, I guarantee you My Little Pony would not have even made it past Season 2. Oh yeah, I went there. The reason why I say that is because, think about it. My Little Pony blew up thanks to the Brony fandom in many cases. What happened after the first few episodes aired? We had memes, we had freaking merchandise already out there made by fan-made projects, we had fan-made art out there, we had animations out there and other stuff like that. It blew up the show and made more and more people want to go watch it because of the intrigue of it. What do you think is going to happen if Hasbro starts killing off all of this stuff? If they start killing off the art, the fan work, and stuff like that? Hell, I don't even think it'll start there. I know I'm probably jumping the gun a little bit, but I have this suspicious feeling that Hasbro's going to start attacking conventions. Now, I know a lot of people are saying I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but let's think about it. Hasbro only cares about money. They care about protecting their IP. Most of these conventions are independent, working away from Hasbro. So really think about that for 2 seconds. What if Hasbro decided that these conventions are not protecting their IP and stuff like that? They'll try to attack it. Because most of these conventions aren't run by a singular company. Most of them aren't. They're usually sponsored by multiple companies like Midtown Comics and stuff like that. I'm just afraid that Hasbro is just overstretching themselves. I honestly feel like Hasbro is overstretching themselves, and it's going to hurt us more in the end, because all it's going to take is half to most of the Brony fandom to just say, fuck it. I guarantee you this, guys. Here's what I'm going to say. What do you think would happen if most of the Brony fandom says, fuck it? What's the audience left over for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? Little girls and kids. Yeah, well, those little girls and kids are watching shows on Nickelodeon like Gravity Falls, Adventure Time, and other stuff like that, which are more popular. So I'm sorry to say, but if the Brony fandom was to leave, like all of it, like they all just decide, fuck it, we're not supporting this anymore, Hasbro's going to end up losing the hype train for My Little Pony, and it's going to fall into obscurity. I just don't know how to think about this. Like, I don't know how to think about this. Like, I don't know who to blame. I really don't know who to blame. Do I blame the writers of the show for this kind of stuff? Do I blame Hasbro themselves? Do I blame Lauren Faust for leaving? Like, I don't know who it is to blame. There are so many fingers that can be pointed everywhere. We just don't know who it really is that's causing all of this. Because, to be honest, it's really sad that this is happening, because it's not only happening in this, it's happening in video games as well. I mean, ANY said this, our copyright laws, like our free use copyright laws, are so outdated at this point. And I agree. They need to be updated for the current day and age. But here's the problem. No one wants to do that. The reason why no one wants to go and try to update the copyright law is because there's a danger. I know a lot of people are about to ask me, what's this danger? Say they do try to update the copyright law. What happens if it's made worse, the updated copyright law? That's going to hurt us substantially, and that's going to kill everything in general. Because look at SOPA and PIPA, which makes everything illegal if you post this kind of content. If Sopa and Pippa passed, posting fan-made art, animation, and stuff like that would be illegal. Jan would actually be sent to jail right now and qualified as a felon if Sopa and Pippa was passed. So what do you think would happen if the copyright laws got updated? If it's not approached properly, it's going to affect everyone, including me as a content provider. Because here's the thing. In the current state of copyright laws, they can only do so much. Now, if they update it and it goes in the wrong light, they could probably take it as far as suing the person, getting that person incarcerated, or having that person blacklisted. That's the problem. There is not a lot happening, and there's really no way to fight back. Oh, you can make the excuse it's fair use. That's hard to do because, yes, while everything is under the scrutiny of review, parody, and satire clause, companies just don't care. You could fight with that all day till the cows come home, and a company will still find a way to come at you. Then, of course, you still have these cease and desist orders that these companies can still throw out there. Companies can have your channels shut down without you knowing. It's happened. I've seen YouTube channels, Twitter pages, and other stuff like that get shut down completely abruptly because they didn't listen to the cease and desist. And this isn't one of the first people to get affected by Hasbro, of course. The only two I know of is John Waseko and Jananimations now. So it really bothers me that these people who have great skill are basically getting shut down. And the funny thing is that Hasbro is only attacking things that are popular. So what you're basically saying is this. If it gets popular, Hasbro's going to get rid of it. So basically you're giving out the fear of wanting to post something. Because what if your video got popular? What if you did a lot of work into this video, it got popular, and then the company decided, take that shit down, we want it down now? You would feel violated. And you wouldn't know how to think about that company you're supporting. You would feel downright violated, I'm sorry to say. Like, say I did a machinima for Uncharted, and then a Naughty Dog decided to tell me to cease and desist order and tell me to take that down. I wouldn't be able to think about them in the same light. Now, I know what ShadyVox said that they plan on changing everything up to try to do the series again. But, to be honest, is changing the vectors really going to make a difference? Won't Hasbro still go after you just because it's related to My Little Pony? I mean, remember, they own the My Little Pony license itself, not just Friendship is Magic. Honestly, I feel like Hasbro is just going to make sure that anything My Little Pony related is going to get attacked for. And I just don't know how to think about it because these animators, these voice actors, these artists, they have great skill. They could be showing it off. Instead, we got companies like this completely shutting them down. People like these could have aspiring careers in their field. Instead, companies like Hasbro shut them down so abruptly that they can't even get noticed. I mean, how else are you supposed to get noticed in this day and age? Oh, go to random conventions. That's not a good excuse. Oh, ask the company for permission. They never come back to you. Like, even if they do come back to you, it's either going to be a no after a year. Like, you'll be waiting a full freaking year for them to just say, nope. And honestly, it just... I don't know what else to say, but Hasbro, you are flying very, very close to the sun right now. I mean danger close to the sun right now. Because this is the second most popular My Little Pony thing you've taken down. Third if you cared about Fighting is Magic. Hasbro, they're going to go after. They're going to go against you pretty soon if you keep doing this. If you want your fans to stay, if you want your project to be supported, you can't keep doing this. And think about it this way. Jananimations was not a no-named animation artist. He freaking did Meet the Bronies, which had John Delancey, one of your voice actors. So basically, you just went after someone who actually has well-known credit. You're gonna kill yourselves if you do this. I'm gonna say this right now, guys. If Hasbro keeps doing what they're doing, the fandom is gonna pack up and leave. They're gonna just say, F it. Leave the fandom. And all that's gonna be left over is kids and little girls, which won't be enough to keep this series going. The show's gonna die. And Hasbro's gonna be right back where they started. And that's being brutally honest. I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen. This has been another edition of a Wolf's Word Special. Until next time, take care, and Hasbro, fix your